Hey everybody, this is Troy Alexander, Inspiration with Troy Alexander Live. I'm excited to be back one more time to encourage you to hold on to your dream. You know what my motto is? Dream, take that step, and walk with purpose into your destiny. Our mission every week is to encourage you to not give up on your dream, but to take that step. Send that email, knock on that door, go to that audition. Listen, it's yours, but you have to go get it. We're excited tonight. We have an amazing guest, but stay connected with us. We're on Facebook, Troy Alexander, Instagram at Pick by Design. I love taking photos at Pick by Design. Listen, we have a website, our nonprofit, calltoinspire.org, calltoinspire.org. And guess what? We're on YouTube, Inspiration with Troy Alexander. We're excited tonight. Listen, we just launched our book of poetry, of inspirational poetry called Poems, Inspiring Dreams, Purpose, and Destiny. You can get it right now on Amazon.com. It is pinned to my Facebook page, as well as on our nonprofit website, calltoinspire.org. Tonight, we have a phenomenal guest. My goodness, she is the 2022 National United Junior Miss for the International United Miss. Her website, I'm Undeniably Me. Wow. Includes interviews with pageant queens, posts about her self-love, blog platform called Flourish, and information about the International United Miss organization. Her personal platform is called Flourish, that is designed to help girls find the beauty within themselves. Also, her goal is to reach as many people as she can to get the message across of growing into yourself and building confidence. She can be found at annabanksite.com. Listen, let's welcome Anna Banks. Thank you so much, Anna. How are you tonight?
Thank you so much for having me. I'm great. How are you?
I'm so honored to have you. It's a pleasure and an honor to have you. You're amazing and phenomenal, and I'm honored tonight to have you on our broadcast. My first question to you, Anna, listen, do you remember when you're waiting there and getting ready to call like the first runner-up? Like what is that moment like, and what are you thinking in that moment?
It is so nerve-wracking. I had been nervous literally all day, and I had told myself, I always tell myself this going into a pageant. It's like, even no matter if you come home with a crown or not, as long as you go in with a positive attitude and have a really great time, it doesn't matter what happens. And then we got to that first runner-up moment where I'm holding hands with my first runner-up, and I'm like, oh goodness, what is about to happen? And I was so nervous. It was so nerve-wracking, but then when I heard I won, it was just like a weight lifted off my shoulders. And it was really great to see all the hard work that I put paid off.
Absolutely. Well, we're so proud of you, Anna. So proud of you.
Thank you.
And all that you've done and who you are mostly. So listen, I want to ask you, what is it about pageantry that you love so much?
Well, as a young girl, I was extremely shy. Like, I did not know how to talk to anybody. And I had this little local pageant, and my mom was like, you want to do it? And I was like, sure. And she was like, who is this child? But I had finally decided to kind of break out of my turtle shell a little bit. And the thing that I love about pageants the most, it has taught me so much about myself, and I've been able to become more confident in who I am through pageants. And that's something that I'll be eternally grateful for. And I always think about the fact that little 8-year-old me would probably not be able to do this interview because I had no idea how to talk. I've been able to learn so many social skills, and it's just something that I'll always be thankful for.
Well, I love that about you because it's about your journey, right? All the way through to the point where you felt like you couldn't, but now you're able to do interviews. You're able to go on stage. That's awesome and amazing.
Yes.
I wanted to ask you, how long have you been in pageantry?
Oh, Lord, I think I have been doing pageants for probably 9 to 10 years now. So, well, maybe more like 8. I don't know. I'm really bad at math.
That's okay. That's okay.
It's crazy to think because I feel like a lot of girls who've been doing pageants have been doing them since as soon as they were born. And for me, it was kind of like I was a little late in the game. So I started off a little older than most girls do. So that put me a little bit behind. But, here I am now. So I guess I didn't really matter.
Yes, we're so proud of you. Oh, my goodness.
You.
We're so proud. I wanted to ask you, what do you hope that the judges would see in you? Because I asked, because I'm always interested, like, what do you want them to see in you when you walk across that stage? What do you hope that they see?
I just hope they see me. My biggest like, I don't know. I've always told myself, as long as you are authentic and you are being your best self, there's no other way that someone could perceive you. And especially an interview, I just want to walk in with my head held high and be who I am, even if it is a little weird. And just in myself, it doesn't really matter because I walked into that interview room really nervous. And as soon as I sat down in that first chair, I just like kind of let it all go. And whatever came out of my mouth was what got me this crown. So I guess I think it just shows that, especially in pageantry, it's really easy to put on a face and pretend to be someone you're not in order to get the crown. And my goal is to just show that you can be yourself and still capture that title. It doesn't matter if you look a certain way or you act a certain way, as long as you're yourself, that is what gets your hard work paid off.
I what you just said, Anna, was so powerful because so many people try to put on a face, like you say, right?
Mhm.
But you said, you know what? I'm going to be my authentic self. She said,
Yes.
authentic. Everybody, I love that. Love your authentic self, and
Mhm.
that is so powerful, right? In life, to just be
Yes.
you.
Mhm.
And I was going to ask you, like, you only have a few minutes, right,
Mhm.
in the interview
Yes.
to kind of express who. What is the main focus that you want them to walk away with in those few minutes that you're engaging with the judges?
Here at IUM, my goal was I want all four of these judges to know about my website and what my goals would be if I were to be given this title. Because I think if you can work hard and you can do what you plan with the title, that's what's going to set you apart from other girls is your dedication to the system and the passion for the system. And I talked about my website and my platform in every single interview. And I think that was my goal was to just talk about that. And since I did, I was completely happy with my interview.
Wonderful. Listen, everybody, we're talking to Anna Banks all the way from Alabama.
Yes.
We're so proud of you, Anna. So proud of you. I wanted to ask you, at any point in your journey, have you ever struggled with um, what the judges have said in the past in
Mhm.
terms of who you are? Because I can only imagine that a lot of young ladies, right, take what the judges say about them in those pageants where they're not called or their name isn't called,
Mhm.
and they really take it to heart. Have you ever had any moments like that where you kind of felt like, you were trying to be what they wanted, but kind of really didn't know, and but really have a difficult time in seeing what they saw or not knowing
Mhm.
what they saw in you?
Yes, I think that's a part of pageantry. You work extremely, extremely hard for a title and you just fall a little short. And that can be really negative and it can put a lot of thoughts into your mind that you're not good enough or you're not worthy for a title. And but that's when you really got to step back and say, different day, different judges. They weren't my people.
Right.
So I'm just gonna step back, pretend it didn't happen, brush it off my shoulders and move on. And that's exactly what pageantry is. You just got to
I
take
love
what
it.
you're given and run with it and take those criticisms that you're getting from the judges and use those to your advantage to hopefully better your interview for the next one.
Powerful, powerful, Anna, powerful. I wanted to ask you about your personal platform, Flourish.
Yes.
Why do you think it's important for young girls to find beauty within themselves?
Whenever I talk about Flourish, I always say I was a junior high girl at one point, and that's mainly who I speak to when I'm doing my Flourish presentations. Is I have been in their shoes. I know what it feels like to have those mean little junior high girls that like to pick at you for everything, and
Right,
just
right.
and a thing that I talk about a lot is social media, and social
Yes.
media can be really negative, and a lot of the girls who I talk to have just gotten social media, so they're seeing all these celebrities and they're constantly comparing themselves to them. And I think that that's when we have to take a step back and realize that you are who you are and you were created for a purpose. And that's when we have to find that purpose and find that inner beauty and use that to go throughout your day. And that is my main goal with Flourish is to help these girls find the beauty within themselves, to help them be the most confident version that they can and flourish into themselves.
Yes. Everyone, I'm telling you, she's amazing, phenomenal, awesome. And not only that, but she's flourishing. So we're so proud of you, Anna. Listen, you talked about social media, and I want to ask you because so much is about what people see,
Mhm.
right? They don't really get to know you as a person. They're only seeing your
Right,
picture, right? Or they're seeing your video, but don't really get to know you.
right.
How did you get to a place where you got comfortable knowing who you were on
Mhm.
the inside? And how do you help young girls to see the beauty with that? Because so much, like you said, so much is on the outside, right? So
Yeah.
how do you do that?
I think something that I've always told myself and is what has helped me grow is to know that the confidence is not always going to be linear. You're going to have days where you're really high, and the next day you're going to be really low. And that's just part of it. Part of it is learning that you're going to be extremely confident one day, and then the next day you might look in the mirror and just not feel yourself. But that's part of it, and that's part of that growth is to understand that you're going to have flaws, and that's just what helped me is realizing that you're going to have flaws and you're not perfect, but that's what makes you you, and that's what makes you kind of grow into yourself and realize those flaws to better yourself.
Wonderful. Oh my goodness. Amazing. Are you going to write a book?
Maybe. I don't know. I might
so,
sometime in the future.
so powerful and so
Thank you.
inspiring, Anna, you are. I want to ask you because have you ever struggled with your self-esteem in terms of
Mm.
your confidence of knowing who you are?
Yes, there was a period in my life where I was faced with a lot of comparison. I didn't think I was good enough, or I didn't think I was pretty enough, and I was comparing myself to these girls that I was competing with in pageants, or these girls I saw at school, and I was just like, why can't I be like them? But that was a few years ago, and now I've been able to sit back and realize, like I said earlier, I have realized my flaws, and I've been able to take those to kind of better myself and realize that it's okay to have those flaws and to be who you are. And that's just what I've been able to use is that little time of my life where I was not happy with myself. And that's another thing that I'm able to use when I do my Flourish presentations is I use my own vulnerabilities. I'm able to be open to allow that connection between the girls. And I remember I didn't even tell my mom I wrote this blog because I was so nervous about people reading it. But it was the night before I left for internationals, and I was sitting in my bed, and I was so nervous. I didn't get any sleep that night because I'm in my head thinking, am I going to be good enough for this title? Am I going to be able to say what I've been saying I'm going to do? And it was just a lot of negative thoughts. And my first thought was to grab my phone and start writing this blog. So I just start writing down what I'm feeling, and it ended up being a really great blog for me to see. Like that night, I was so nervous about going to internationals, and now I can go back and read that and say, you were perfectly fine. Like there was no reason to be so hard on yourself. And I just think it shows that, like I said, it's not always going to be linear, and you're going to have those days where you feel really bad, and then the next day you're going to have a new title. So I think it's just really cool to see that growth for me personally, but also for others to see that growth, and for others to see that even though I do have this crown on my head and I seem to be happy and positive all the time, that's not realistic. And that's what my blog is meant to be, is to be something that people can relate to and say, hey, I'm like that too. And that's what forms that little connection there.
And listen, I love your blog.
Thank
Your
you.
blog. But what touched me was that it was so real,
Hmm.
and most people don't want to share the openness, the transparency, their heart
Hmm.
to the public. How did you get to a point where you were able to write? Not just because most people have journals, right?
Yes.
And that's private.
Hmm.
But how did you get to a point where you were able to transpose it such that it's public and everybody can see your emotion? Like, what is
Yeah.
that like? Like, are you scared? Are you nervous? Are you relieved? Are you excited? Or like a combination of all of it?
It's all the emotions, honestly. It's a little nerve wracking when you're sitting there writing it. It's like, is this too much? Am I putting a little too much into this? But I think that's what gets my point across. And I've been able to see that when I go and talk to the middle school girls. And, I only speak to 15 or 20 because I want it to be real. And I say, hey, if you don't want to come to this, you don't have to. It's just an open invitation for any junior high girl to come. And, it's only about 15 or 20 girls that come, but that's enough for me to be able to speak to and still get my message across. And just talking to those 15 girls has given me the confidence to see that what I'm telling them could possibly even help as many people as I want. And that's what the blog and my website is meant to be, to connect to as many people as I can all across the globe.
It's powerful. Keep
Thank
writing, and it's so powerful. I'm telling
thank
you,
you.
I'm reading it, and there's even one title like "It's Okay to Feel," and then you
Yes.
start writing like "Not quite okay,"
Mhm.
concerned about the future, overwhelmed.
Mhm.
Like at any point in your journey, were you afraid to put what you feel out
Mhm.
in public? And if so,
Yeah.
how did you overcome that? Like what, there a moment? Was there an experience?
Mhm.
What said to you, I can do this and still be okay?
Yeah, it's hard because when you do put that out in public, you got to think about, your main goal is to reach people that maybe you don't know or just people who stumble across it. But you also have to think about the people I go to school with might read that. The people that I know personally might read that. And it's
Right.
kind of like they know what's going on in my life and maybe I don't want them to know, but that's just part of it. And that's part of me realizing, hey, it doesn't really matter what people think about what's going on in your head because you're meant to help people. It's not meant to seem like I'm better than everyone else and to I don't know. It's a hard concept to wrap my brain around because sometimes I don't even realize I'm doing it. I'll just like write it up and just post it and be like,
Wow.
did I just post that? I didn't mean to be so impulsive with that. But
Powerful.
that's what it has to be. And that's I think that's personally my best blogs. My blogs are the best when I just kind of sit there and write it up and it just comes from my heart and I'm not planning it a day ahead. And that's because that's how my blog was before I left for internationals. It was literally I was laying in bed and I posted it that night. And that's just how it was. And personally, that's my favorite blog on there because it shows how real I was.
You should put your blogs in some kind of a book or some type of digital download, because I'm reading it and I'm seeing you there. I'm
Mhm,
seeing you experience the emotion and the nervousness and
mhm,
are they going to see me? I mean, everything is so real and authentic
mhm.
and it's so powerful. So I encourage you, please keep writing,
Thank
because you
you.
are encouraging so many, especially young girls, to know that it's okay not to be okay,
Yes,
right?
exactly,
Yes.
exactly. Yes, I think I've actually put that on one of my blogs because I think Demi Lovato said something similar to that, and that's the little thing I put in my blogs is at the end I'll put like a quote from a celebrity or something, and Demi
Yes.
Lovato has been in a lot of them because she said a lot of powerful things, and I think that is one of them.
Oh, well, listen, you are changing the world. So
Thank
I
you.
encourage you, please keep on going to and then and what I love about you is that when you would go out to the schools, right, and talk
Mhm,
to the young girls, but then when COVID hit, I believe you said, right,
mhm.
that's what gave you sort of like the push to kind of do this website, right,
Yes, yeah.
and the blogs. So
Yes.
so what I loved about you is that you didn't stop,
Yes,
right?
exactly.
you,
Mhm.
you found a way to continue to get your message out, which I think is so wonderful. Have you ever
Thank
been
you.
able to do virtual sessions with girls at all?
I've thought about it, but once I was able to, I have been back to the school. I think I've talked to the girls twice since COVID happened, and that was last year. Because right now with volleyball, it is very hard for me to be able to speak to them in person. But once I'm done with volleyball, I will definitely make an effort to go back and see them because the middle school is allowing people to come in. So, I go in with my mask on and I'm ready to talk to them. So it all works out really well. And really to me as long as I'm getting my message across it doesn't matter if it's virtually through my blog or in person because it still gets the same message across and that's my whole goal.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Now, and I want to ask you now, is there any part of your journey thus far that you are not quite ready to reveal and be so transparent about?
Well, I did my latest little secret was my vlogs that I did for our Disney trip, and my plan is to vlog or record every single royalty trip that we go on. So that's just kind of like a thing you gotta wait for. But right
Wow.
now, I don't think I have any more secrets because that was my little secret. So now that it's out there, I guess it's not a secret anymore.
Wow.
But a few days
Wow.
ago, it was a secret. So
Wow. Well, listen, you are so courageous,
thank
because
you.
there are very few people that are willing to show their heart and
Mhm.
show their emotion publicly. But I again, it's so powerful. I mean, you
Thank
really
you.
should be thinking about a book or something or a movie or something to sort
I
of evolve.
might.
Yes, absolutely. So what would you say is has been your biggest challenge to date along personal, professional, pageantry? What would you say has been your biggest challenge to date that you had to overcome?
I think it always goes back to those insecurities because they're always going to be in my head. No matter how much I talk about being confident in who I am, they're always going to be in the back of my head. And my my website shows that I still have those insecurities and I still face those today. And that's just part of it. And I've got to roll with it and take it and do what I can with those little insecurities that I have.
Well, tell me about the choice of your word undeniable.
Yes.
Wow, what such a powerful word, Anna. So how did that word, I'm undeniably me?
Well,
I mean,
a lot of it had to do with a slogan. So
okay.
the I'm undeniably me, the I'm, the you and undeniably, and the M and me. So that is an IUM. So I was just looking at adjectives that started with you, and I saw that. And my coach Layla Nasser, I'll give her some credit here. She helped me come up with it. So we were both like googling words that started with you, and we found it, and it
Wow.
fit really well. So I'm glad that it's all kind of came together.
Oh my goodness, I love that. IUM. I never thought about that. That is so wonderful. I
Yes.
am sure Holly and Chrisanne are going to be like, what?
Yes.
That's awesome and amazing. So proud of you and all that you're doing.
Thank you.
What else is on Anna's vision board? What else
Mm.
would you like to achieve in life? Yeah, like what is there more?
Well, outside of pageantry, I like I was telling you before we started the recording, I love Disney. And one of my
Yes.
goals, I'm not quite for sure what I want to do, like career wise, but
Right.
I've always loved Disney and I know I want to go into the Disney college program, which is something that I can do after I've completed one semester in college and I can go, I can work at Disney and I don't know, that just seems like something that I would really, really enjoy. It'd be a great place to learn something new, get some new experience, different opportunities, and something that I've ever done before. And it's even out of my comfort zone because to do this, I would have to move to Orlando, Florida. I'd have
Yes.
to live in a dorm with a complete stranger. And even though it is kind of like college, with college, I'd still be here in Alabama, but it's a big thing. It's a big change, but it's something that I'm willing to do because I think it's something that will help me in my future and gain even more social skills.
Awesome. So now Anna says yes, in our pre-production talk, you love Disney and all
Yes.
everything Disney. Um, if you had the choice to pick anything, any job at
Mhm.
Disney to do, what would
Mhm.
be that?
See, that's a good question because I have thought long and hard about that because there's so many. I really love being. I've actually told my mom this. I do not think I could be a character because one, I don't know how I would deal with like having kids like tug on my dress or want to like talk to me the whole time. I'd be like, just let me
Right,
get to my spot, please.
right.
But there's people that will walk around with the characters, like you're not necessarily in a character or portraying someone, you're just kind of walking around with them. I could do that. I could be a little photographer. Maybe that's something you could do. You could be a new photographer for Disney. And you just take their
Yes.
pictures like in front of the castle or a landmark somewhere in Disney. So I don't know. It's really hard. And the thing with the Disney College program is you don't get to pick what you
Right.
want. It's just kind of like you say which ones you would like to have, and they'll pick out of that list. So if I do get into Disney College program, there's no telling what I'm going to end up doing. It's just going to fall into place. So we'll just have to see what happens with that.
Yeah, but it's what I love is you have a dream, right? You
Yes.
have a vision to where you want to be, and I love that
Mhm.
about you. And so continue to just strive because I know whatever you set your mind to, you're gonna do just
Yes.
that. Oh my
Yes.
goodness, so proud of you. So I'm excited
Thank
to
you.
hear that when you get to college and how that comes about. But
Mhm.
again, so proud of you. And again, your website, your
Thank
blog,
you.
all that you're doing. Is there any part of Anna that you still would like to make stronger or make more secure? Is there any
Mhm.
characteristic of who you are that you're still becoming into?
I am extremely hard on myself. And anyone who knows me knows that's very true, whether it's in pageants, whether it's in volleyball, or if it's just normal life. And at the beginning of my volleyball season, I was actually talking to my coach about it. And he was just pulling all of us aside and was telling us what he think we needed to work on just for the season. And the first thing he said was, you get in your head a lot. And I was like, yeah, I do. I'm very hard on myself. I always want to be perfect. I want to perform a certain way. And that's something that I'm constantly working on, is because I know that not everything is going to pan out the way I want it to. And I get in my head. I get really hard on myself, and I want to come out with the title every time. I want to win every single volleyball game. I want to get up every single ball, even if it's like out of my reach. I'll do
Yes.
anything I can. And if I don't get that ball up, or if I don't make that placement that I want in the pageant, I just get hard on myself. And that's just part of who I am.
How I'm the same way to some degree, but I've learned to kind of come,
Mhm,
learn from every experience and want to get
mhm,
better. But how did you learn how to, because that had to be very difficult,
mhm,
right? To know what do you tell yourself? Because there's so many in pageantry, right? They're going for
mhm.
one title, right? Like one
Yes.
title. So what did Anna tell herself coming into the internationals, or coming into, what did you tell yourself before? Like I want to like actually win it. Like was that the
Mhm,
mindset, or like get to top five or
mhm.
top two? Like did you have anything like that?
Honestly, my goal in pageantry has always been, I never, going into a pageant, I never say, I want to win this title. Because then like, obviously, I want to win the title and I work
Right.
extremely hard, but I'm not going to put that much pressure on myself to just come home with the title. I want to go in having a great time. And if I have a great time, then that's just, and like for me, going in, I told myself I was going to have a great time. I was going to make a lot of friends, and it was going to be an amazing week. And the title was like a cherry on top. It just made the week even better. But I think that's what it is with pageantry. You have to tell yourself that you're not going to win everything. You're not going to win that every single title every time. And even that top 10 placement or that top 5 placement could be what you want. And that's a goal that you can strive for.
Amazing. Well, listen, I'm so proud of you, Anna. So proud of your journey thus far and where it's going. It's going to be amazing. Oh my goodness.
Yes.
Is there any part of your journey that if you could go back and do over again,
Mm.
that you would?
That's a good question. Like I was saying earlier, I was really hard on myself. And I think, especially through this journey, I had put a lot of pressure on myself to do really well. And I think that I'm very blessed to have been able to come home with the title, because I think if I wouldn't have, I would have been very, very hard on myself. And I would have, told myself, you should have done something more. And I think that's when I get in my head. And just coming home with the title was kind of a step back for me to kind of say you can't always put that pressure on yourself. And I think that's definitely something I would change. I'd want to go back and take some of that pressure off and just go into it having a lot of fun. And even though I did have an amazing week, I was still hard on myself. And that's just part of me. That's just how I am with anything. So I would definitely change that.
Well, all I can say is, whatever you set your mind to do, Anna, I have no
Mm,
doubt that you're going to do it. So proud
mm,
of you. So,
thank you.
um, beyond the Disney college, I mean, that experience, anything else that's on your vision board?
Mm, well, obviously, every single pageant girl wants to go to Miss USA. So
Yes.
that is a dream I've always had since I was a little girl, and I've always I've always loved watching Miss Universe and Miss USA on TV. And I remember when I was little, I was always rooting for Alabama, even if I didn't know who the girl was. I always wanted them to make top 15, and I'd always saw myself up on that stage, and I had imagined me walking the Miss USA stage, and that would be an amazing thing to do one day. If it's going to happen, I don't know. We'll have to see what the future holds. But I've
Okay.
always thought about Miss USA.
Stay tuned. Watch out for her blogs, y'all. She's gonna tell you her blogs. Watch out for those blogs. I love it. I
Mhm.
love it. Well, listen, it would be wonderful. So you do see pageantry as an ongoing part of your journey.
Mhm. I think so, yeah. I think I have really been able to see that pageantry is something that I really love. And I've been recently, because I am a junior in high school, I have to start thinking about college. Even though that's not something I want to do, it's something I have to do. And I have to try and figure out what I want to do with my life.
Right.
And I've really realized that I love speaking. I love doing things on social media, like marketing wise. And I think pageantry has allowed me to find the things that I love, and I'm able to use that. And maybe even if it is doing pageantry in the future, that's something that I will stick to.
Wonderful. Now, Anna, tell me, are you one of those individuals? Like, tell me about your preparation, right? Some people
Mhm.
have a pageant coach. Some people are
Yes.
putting hours and hours in every week. Like, is
Mhm.
that you? Like, are you putting in like hours every day, hours every week? Or are you kind of like, I'm going to do what I have to do, but I'm not
Mhm.
going to like, what's your preparation like?
It's kind of right in the middle. I
Okay.
understand that I have to work really hard, but I also like to take breaks every once in a while because that's just how I am. But
Right.
I will work with a coach, and one thing that my coach will always tell me, you have got to do like some questions with your mom or something, do that personal interaction for practice for
Yes.
interview. And
Yes.
anytime I try to do practice with my mom, it just doesn't work out. I don't know what it is about practicing with my mom, but it's just like I don't want her to hear my answers. I don't know. So I put this little Ziploc bag. I got a piece of paper and I wrote down questions and I wrote them all up and I stuck them in the bag and I talked to myself in the mirror. And even though
Really?
that seems really weird and kind of funny, that's how I was able to prepare. And because I'm talking to myself in the mirror, I can see my mannerisms because I talk with my hands a lot. And that's something I've had to work on. So when I'm in the mirror, I can see if I'm using my hands a lot. And that's kind of how I've been able to settle them and, really focus on like the eye contact and just those little things in interview that you don't really think about. And that's what I'm able to see when I talk to myself in the mirror.
Wow. Wow. I've never heard that answer before.
Yeah.
I've
Yeah.
never so so you wrote the questions, ask yourself the
Yeah.
question, and then answer
Yes.
them in the mirror.
Yeah. It's a silly
Love
concept, but if you're
no,
like me, it
no,
works. It works.
no, it's awesome. Listen, I've seen actors, right? That they're doing the lines in the mirror, right? Right.
Hmm.
They're doing they want to see what it because sometimes we can't see ourselves.
Right.
Right? We're talking
Mhm.
or we're doing, but we can't see ourselves. And that's so, I've never heard, but that's an amazing technique.
Yes. Yes.
Wow.
You gotta find what
Amazing.
works for you and run with it. And mine is talking to myself in the mirror.
And listen, and what you just said was powerful because you said what works for you.
Hmm.
And I love that because not everybody's going to fit the same molds, right?
Right.
Not every person's going to fit the same way or practice the same
Hmm.
way. I had a baseball stance that the coaches said, you will never hit the ball with your legs, your stance that wide. But
Hmm.
again, I walked home with the MVP. Not to go there, but my whole point is it was comfortable for me, right? And
Yes.
so you got to
Exactly.
find, I love that. So if you had to give advice to the next person that's coming into IUM or to any pageantry, what would be your most important advice to give them to give them guidance and direction?
Hmm. It's always really cheesy when someone tells you to be yourself, but it really is, to me, the most important and biggest thing to remember going into a pageant. Even though you talk to so many people and you're like, what do I need to do? And they're just like, just be yourself. It's cringy, but it is so
Right,
true. It is
right.
so true just to be yourself and to go in and figure out, like I said, what works for you and to just run with that. Go in being your best self and being the most confident version of yourself. And that's how you'll do things.
Wow. Now you must have two sides of you, Anna. Like you must have the pageant side,
Mhm.
and then we talked about this volleyball that you're
Yes.
a part of. So
Hmm.
I know you have to have probably like a different mentality, right? Going into
Hmm.
volleyball.
Yeah. I mean, I would say there's a different mentality, but it's kind of the same because with
Okay.
volleyball, you have games over and over and over, and that's when you have to constantly brush things off your shoulders, and that's kind of how it is with pageants. Even though they're spread out much more with only like once a year, after that one long week of pageantry, I have to brush it off my shoulder and move on to the next one, and that's what I do in volleyball. So I think a lot of the things that I've learned throughout volleyball can help me within pageants, and a lot of things I've learned in pageants can help me in volleyball.
Awesome, awesome. I gotta ask you because I know so many young ladies that's in pageantry and the parents and the family support,
Mhm.
everybody supports. Did you ever feel the weight growing up in terms of like it's not just you, like there's so
Mhm.
many that's behind you, supporting you. I mean, some people don't, they love the appreciation and they appreciate the support, but I know some who, like, it's not just for them, like
Mhm.
they have the parents in mind, the family, the
Mhm.
neighbors who gave to support their
Yes.
purchase. And so does that ever cross your mind at all?
Yeah, I think about it a lot. It's something that I haven't even really, I feel like I haven't wrapped it around my brain, but my mom has always been my biggest supporter, and she
Yes.
always will
Yes,
be.
mom.
She's always been there to steam my dresses in the heat of the moment and practice with me, and she's always been there for me. And I remember I was talking to my aunt. She's actually my neighbor, and it was the week that I came back from internationals, and she told me that they were all huddled around the little computer watching the live stream, and they were all jumping up and down and crying when I won. And I was like, oh, I really love that they're all behind me and they support me, because you don't ever really realize that until you really sit down and think about all the people that you have behind you and have supporting you.
Awesome. Tell me about the power of your support, your
Mhm.
family, your friends, your neighbors. Tell me the importance of that to you as part of your journey.
Yeah, I really wouldn't be able to do it without them. And it's something that I always tell people is it takes a village. It really does. It takes a lot of people to get something done, because I would not be where I am without my pageant coaches. I would not be where I am without my mom. I would not be where I am without the support system that I have, because each one, even though they're very different, they contribute very important things to my journey. And that's something that I'm very grateful to have their advice and their guidance in my own journey, and that they're willing to sacrifice some of their stuff to help me. And that's something that I really love about it.
Wonderful. Well, shout out to your mom and your
Yes.
family, and
Shout out to
we're,
mom.
we'll do it again before we close. But yeah, just it's a wonderful, because not everybody has that. Not everybody has
Mhm.
the support team around them. So,
Right.
um, when you came home, the first time you came home, like, did you keep the crown on like the whole day, the whole week?
Pretty much. I watched that Cronin video over and over again. I showed it to my dad, and he had like zoomed in on me and was like, I can see your hand shaking. And I was like, yeah, I was shaking. I was just a little nervous.
Oh,
But it
wow.
was so great to be able to come back. And I went to volleyball. I had volleyball practice like the next week. So
Uh-huh.
it was good to see all of them again, and they were all very supportive. And I love talking about pageant week. That's one of my favorite things to talk about, is everything that I
Awesome.
got to do. And they'd all just sit down and just listen to me. And I'm like, this is crazy that they would really all sit down and listen to me talk about something they have no idea about. They just know what I tell them. So I just think that's really sweet and really nice of them to just, just sit down and listen to me.
Wow, that's amazing. What would you say is one of the most important or the most consistent question that young girls have when you go and do presentations? Like, do they ask like certain questions that kind of stand out? Like, what? Everywhere I go,
Mhm.
someone's gonna ask someone a question like this.
Yeah. Let's see. So, like, do you mean in real life or?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep. Yep.
So a lot of questions that I get, it's really basic stuff. Like the other day, my one of my volleyball friends, she came up to me and asked, so to like when you go with your pageant people, do y'all all get along? And I'm like, yeah, yeah, we just I was telling them I was when it comes to pageantry, the judges are really good at picking out the girls who are really sweet and who are very fun to be around. And it's really when she said that to me, I was thinking, I really did get blessed with an amazing group of girls. And it's so cool that Disney trip was the first time we were able to hang out with each other. And I was really able to see like how cool it is and how hard we've worked to be able to do this. And now we get to have fun in Disney and have an amazing photo shoot and get along with each other and have a really good time and make memories. And I was like, this is what pageantry is about. It's about making all these friendships and having a really great time with each other.
Listen, I told Holly and Chrisanne when they first began. I remember when they first started IUM,
Mm.
and I had them on my broadcast when I was with Hamilton Radio, and I just knew it was going to be amazing.
Mhm.
They took everything they learned and they put it into this amazing pageant, into the system, and it's literally
Mhm.
a pageant of sisterhood. I've never seen
Yes,
so
it
many,
is.
like, like they each root for each other, right? To like, and it's amazing. It's
Yes,
amazing.
it
So
is. And I love that. And I remember I'll share with you one of my questions that I got in an interview. And I was asked, if a man were to come up to you and ask why there isn't a men's division in this pageant, what would you say? And at first I was a little thrown off by the question. I was like, who out of all my questions in my little bag at home, this one's not in there. So that
right,
one made me a little
right,
nervous.
right,
But the
right.
first thing that I thought of and what I said was IUM is all about sisterhood. Hashtag Sisters by Sash is here for all of these girls. And, we're here to empower each other and we're here to lift each other up. And that's what I really love about IUM. And I love that that's what they stand for.
It's so funny, Anna, that you just said that, because the first thing I asked Holly and Chrisanne, because it was so many, I said, when are you gonna have a male? IUM? I did. I'm like, because I want to compete for like the
Yeah.
Mr. IUM, right? So I said, I want to go to Disney. I want to go swim with the dolphins. I want to get
Yeah.
nuggets. I want,
Yeah.
So I was like, so there's as well, maybe one day there'll be a Mr. IUM.
Yes.
But no, I'm so proud of them and so proud of you. I gotta ask you, you go about trying to promote the message of heroic.
Yes.
Tell me about that, because it's an acronym, right?
Yes, it is. So, heroic is the H is for honesty, E is for empathy, R is for respect, O is for optimism, I is integrity, and C is for community. So that is IUM's big thing that they stand by. And when on my website, I actually have a section on Be Heroic. And the thing that I was writing down was, the thing about heroic is it's not something that you just do when you put your crown and sash on. It's something that's meant to do throughout your normal life and just your regular day, to be the respectful person in class and to be optimistic and have that positive attitude throughout your day. And that's something that I carry with me every single day. And I'm always thinking about, am I being the best person I can be? And even when it comes back to the community part, are you giving back to your community? Are you doing as much as you can to leave an impact? And I think that's one thing I really love about the Be Heroic movement, because anyone and everyone can play a part in it.
Listen, this is why she's amazing and phenomenal, everybody. Hannah Banks, oh my goodness. You are so awesome. I love
Thank
your
you.
answers. I love your genuineness. I love your authenticity. I love it. And I love it.
Thank
And
you.
so we're so proud of you. Listen, is there any more that you want to share with us? You are doing so much, so amazing. Your blog, your website, your volleyball, your crown is so amazing. And
Yes.
I just love your honesty. I love your
Thank you.
transparency, your realness, because not everybody is that.
Mm-hmm.
Not everybody. And at the age you are, being a junior in high school, you've
Yes.
learned how to be okay being who you are.
Right.
And I love that about you. So we're so proud of you.
Thank you.
Is there more you want to share with us about your journey, about what's
Mhm.
upcoming, what's next for Anna?
Yes, I'll talk about my website a little bit, because now that I
Yes.
think about it, when we were talking about secrets earlier, I will give a little hint as to something. So, on my website last year, when I was a state title holder, I interviewed the international and national queens. And so, obviously, I would love to do that again, to interview the current, my sister queens. So, that's something that we can look out for in the future, maybe. And I'll also have a plan to interview all of the national junior Miss girls that are competing. So whenever these girls start getting their titles again, if they would want to reach out to me, they would be welcome on my website. So I have all of my interviews there. I have my blog on my website. I have a lot of information about IUM, ranging from Be Heroic to Sisters by Sash to just even how to apply and to get a state title. And I think my website is just a place that is meant to connect people and to bring people into the IUM system. And I think that's what it does. I think it does its job.
It does. I'm telling you, if you have not, please give us all of your social media
Yes.
contacts, platforms where people can find you.
Yes. So my pageant Instagram is NUM Junior Miss, and my Facebook is the same. It's just Anna Banks NUM Junior Miss, and my personal Instagram is Anna Banks. So you can find me there. My website is annabankssite.com. So that's where you can find all things IUM to follow me on my pageant journey. And I think that's it. think that's all my social
Wow.
medias.
Well, all I want to say is, listen, I'm not gonna let you go just yet. Yes, her website, annabanksites.com. It's on the
Yes.
heading of the broadcast, so you'll see it there. So stay connected with Anna. She's amazing and just awesome. Any shout outs you want to give specifically? Again, I know sometimes we can get in trouble. But, you're like, you forgot me, but is there anyone that you want to give any shout outs to that's been a support of you? Again, not that you can't get everybody, but those who you maybe just want to kind of make sure you
Yes.
acknowledge that's been a part of your journey thus far.
I'll give my mom another shout out. We've already talked about her and everything that she's helped me with because I really would not be here without her. And I remember when Miss Chrisanne, whenever you win, she comes up to you and asks you the little questions, and she asks if there's anything I wanted to say to people here in the audience or at home. And I said to my dad, I was like, I know this is a crazy world for you, but thank you for letting me chase my dreams. And I'll always appreciate him for that, even though he really has no idea what goes on in the pageant world, to still be really supportive of me. And
Wonderful.
then obviously my friends who are extremely important because when I was younger, I did not have a lot of friends who were very supportive of it. They kind of thought it was different. It was not something that I saw a lot. So that was something that I've not always been used to, but I'm really glad that I have really great friends who are supportive of me and will always chase my dreams and or will follow along me chasing my dreams and will ask whenever I post something new on my website to watch my blog or to read it. And I've always really loved that. So they've always been great support systems for me.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, again, we're so proud of you.
Thank
And
you.
again, all that you're doing. My last question for you tonight, unless there's more you want to share with us, is someone comes up and says, I'm not quite sure how to take that step. I don't know if I can
Mhm.
reach my dreams, right? I'm
Mhm.
not certain. What would you say to them what would you say to the little girl to
Yes.
encourage her to know that she can have her dreams and she can go for her dreams?
I think it's really you have to step back and realize that you know who you are and you know what your dreams are and you can push to make those come true. And even if it means working as hard as you can for months on end, that is what you want to do. And if you really love something and that's your passion, you should just go for it, I think. And that even comes back and that's something I can relate to. Even if your dreams are crazy and I saw this thing and it said if your dreams don't scare you, they're not big enough. And I think that's
Wow.
exactly what it is when you're thinking about things that you love and things that you're passionate about. If it doesn't come along with a little challenge, then you're not dreaming big enough. And I think you just got to go for it and not worry about what other people think about you.
Everybody, please, Miss Anna Banks. Thank you so much, Anna. You are
Thank
amazing,
you.
phenomenal. We're so proud of you and all of who
Thank
you
you.
are. And again, I can't say it enough. I love your transparency, your authenticity. It's
Thank you.
amazing. It's phenomenal. And I can say that what you said tonight is going to help so many to be like, you know what? I'm just going to be really who I am and, love me, right? Love who
Hmm.
I am and just go for it. So thank you so
Yes.
much. Is there anything else you
Thank
want to share
you.
with us before we let you go?
Well, thank you so much for having me. I have a great time talking with you, and I think I've pretty much said it all. I've talked about my website, I've talked about my platform, I've shared some little secrets for the future projects. So I think
Awesome.
I've talked about all I wanted to today.
Well, listen, I'm excited because I hope to one day be able to, I missed this time, but I hope to capture you or take a photo at some point
Yes,
of you.
yes. I saw all those pictures you took of Adriana, and my mom was like, "Did he take any pictures of you?" And I was like, "I don't think
Well,
so."
I listen. We have to make it happen.
Yes, we will. We
Somehow
will.
one day I have to make it happen. So, but thank you so much again.
Thank
So
you.
appreciate you. You're amazing. Please continue to be authentic. Continue. Oh, I'm sorry. The undeniably you. I know it's already me, but continue to be the undeniably you. Thank you,
Thank
Anna
you.
Banks. We appreciate you. Awesome and amazing. Everybody, again, Anna Banks. This is Inspiration with Troy Alexander. We're here every week to encourage you to never give up on your dream. Our motto is dream, take that step, and walk with purpose into your destiny. We ask you, we encourage you, we're cheering for you to go knock on that door, go to that audition. You can do it. I'm telling you right now. And so, Anna, before I let you go, if there's anything I can do to support you further, don't hesitate to reach out to me because you are that amazing. So thank you so much, Anna. Have a great night, everybody. And I'll see you next week. Never give up on your dream. Have a good night, everybody. I'll see you next week.